Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Otaku Talk. I'm your host, OD, and today we are reviewing chapter 315 of My Hero Academy titled Cover Ups. So, pretty interesting chapter. We're going to get into some things today, and I have some questions about some things that I really actually want you guys, the viewers, to please help me out with because I'm a little bit frustrated with some things. So yeah, that's about it. If this is your first time on this channel or you've been here a couple times but haven't already, please do your boy a solid like and subscribe. And if you really like me, share it with your homies. I would really appreciate it. Help me out with the algorithm. Help me build up my community. Join the League of Otaku. I would very much appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into it.
頑張れそう頑張れ諦めないで口笛吹きさ歩き出そうよ Going now.
All right, guys. Chapter 315 of My Hero Academia or My Hero Academy. I have a tendency of like fusing Boku no Hero Academia and My Hero Academy, and I always say My Hero Academia. I don't know why, but this will probably not be the first or last time you hear me say that. So yeah. So we leave off where we left. Well, we start off where we left off last time, and that's with the fight between Deku and Lady Nagant. We get a bit of a flashback where you know, she appears to be like shopping with Chisaki. I'm not really quite sure what's going on, but they're basically, telling each other about their woes and their problems, and Chisaki is telling her about basically he makes her promise that he will get to rejoin the boss. Now, I was a little bit confused on this, and this is one of the first questions I had to ask was, what happened to the boss? I was under the impression that the boss died and that Chisaki killed him. I read the wiki, and the wiki said that he put him in a comatose state, but I went back to the chapter. I believe the chapter is 158, and I don't really see anything about him being comatose. I didn't really have that long to check because I really wanted to make sure to shoot this video. But yeah, if you guys know, please let me know. But it appears that I rejoined the boss. He wants to die and get sent to wherever the boss is. So okay, yeah, whatever, dude. If that's what you want to do, cool, go for it. And I don't know, is it just me, or as cool as her gun arm is, does it like creep anyone else out? Like that jaunt is like, especially when she did the super rifle. I'm assuming it's a way stronger version of the rifle she shot earlier. That jaunt just kind of made me cringe a little bit, little goosebumps. Kind of reminds me of Trigon when he turned his arm into a gun, because like it doesn't look like a metal gun. It looks like this weird mutated like bio weapon that like itches. So that bothered me a lot. So um the former user of, which quirk is it? I think it's 3. The third successor is commentating over what Deku is doing. So let me back up a little bit. So Lady Nagant is like, her whole goal here, in case you guys don't understand, is she wants to kill Chisaki for 2 reasons. 1, he wants to die, and 2, it's to show Deku that he can't save everyone, and to kind of mentally scar him, right? To kind of fuck him up, to kind of screw with his head, and to, kind of put doubt in his head as a hero. And anyone who does anything professionally, the moment, or just not even professionally, but the moment you have doubt in what you're doing, it really negatively impacts and affects you throughout the entirety of anything that you're going to be doing. And if you're a hero and you're saying stuff like, I'll never let anyone die, I'll rescue everyone, and then someone dies in front of you, what do? Like most MCs, the whole thing about that is, okay, I'll never let it happen again. Or I have to get, like, they have a breakdown, they cry, they're like, I can't believe that happened. I have to get strong enough. I have to get strong enough so that can never happen again. That I can save everyone. That I can beat every odd. Something along those lines, right? And so that's kind of what she's trying to do with Deku. Well, not motivate him to be a better hero, but destroy him as a hero. But I obviously, as the MC, it'll work in reverse. And so, she fires the gun off at Chisaki, or Overhaul if you don't know who I'm talking about. And so he's doing this really weird thing. Well, before we get into that, so the third successor of One for All, um, he's talking about how Midoriya has been having issues using multiple quirks because it slows his processing speed. I totally get that. If for those of you that need help kind of understanding it, try to think about it. Try to think of Deku using each quirk as him bouncing on one leg, rubbing his belly, and patting his head, right? While also like blinking. So like he has to do all these different processes while fighting, and that can be really difficult, especially as we've seen. I don't think he's had that much time. Yeah, he's had a couple months, but he hasn't had that much time to like make all these things work. And even One for All in and of itself, he hasn't even mastered, and now he has to throw all these onto his plate. So that's really difficult. But Deku is really ingenious, and he's really doing a great job. And in order to speed up the process a little bit more, he's only focusing on utilizing his Black Whip, All for One, and Fajin. So this is the main thing I wanted to ask you guys. First of all, I'm gonna say it again, and I'm really sorry if you guys disagree with this, and that's why I said I want to open up a discussion right here and right now, because I personally hate those like YouTubers and stuff that shit on something, and then I'm sitting there like you just don't understand it, or you're too stupid. So if I'm too stupid, let me know. But I motherfucking hate fucking Fajin. I don't get it, and I don't like it, and I don't see how it's just not another like strength augmenting quirk. From everything, like I was waiting, I was like, let me get some more information on it, but it was like basically, from what I understand, even though the description is slightly different, it's slightly different. Like One for All strengthens him in a way that's different from how Fajin strengthens him, but at the end of the day, it's still strengthening. I don't get how it's special, or how it helps anyway, or makes him stronger or faster, and I don't understand how it's any less of a risk. I truly don't. So please explain to me. I don't even understand the description of what he said he was doing. He was like, I'm folding and unfolding my. I was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, once again, this could just be a matter of me being pig-headed and obstinate and indignant about not quite liking or understanding something. I could just be purely bitching because I don't like the concept. But like, I really could have lived without Fajin, and the fact that he's relying on Fajin upsets me. I do like the ingenuity he's doing with Black Whip, and then using centrifugal force to whip himself around. I love the fact that, you know, she thought that he was going to have a hesitation about whether or not he wanted to save Chisaki, and it just goes to show that Deku is a real hero, a true hero, and that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. He's going to save everyone, hero and villain alike. And thanks to his resolve, thanks for his no hesitation at all, because we've heard it several times. Again, being a hero is about jumping into action, not thinking about anything. And so he just jumps into action to save Chisaki and manages to do it. And then after saving Chisaki using apparently a really famous All Might saving move, he uses the momentum he gained from the throw, and then kind of does something similar to what Spider-Man does, where he uses the Black Whips to like kind of create like a slingshot, and then slingshot himself back to Lady Nagant, and then uses Massachusetts Smash, which, if you don't remember, it's the move where he like comes over and pretty much does an axe kick. It kind of reminds me of the scene in Naruto where Lee drops the weights and does that one like spin, and then hits the back of Gaara's head. So it's that move. And you know, I'm not gonna lie, it was super cool. Love how he destroyed her arm. It was an amazing sequence of events. But my thing is, like, if he is simulating 100% One for All, how is this not injuring him? How is Fajin an alternative to it? I just do not get it. Because my whole thing is, going 100% isn't what injures Deku. At least not from my perspective. As from what I've read, that's not what injures him. What injures him is hitting something with 100% One for All. And so even if he's not using One for All to get to the 100%, he's still in, from my understanding. Once again, please, in the comments, I am begging you, I'm not trying to shit talk. Please explain it to me how he is replicating the effects, the power, the speed of 100% one for all, but not getting the damage from it. I don't get it. Like I said before, this just seems like Kaioken, and even that kind of made more sense to me because Super Saiyan isn't like Goku's pure thing. Like he has a lot going for him, and it's a short buff, and and the cool thing about Kaioken is you can't abuse it because there's a backlash. Like there's a whole mechanism to it that like I like and I tolerate with Kaioken and Super Saiyan and like all that. Like Super Saiyan isn't purely like Goku's thing like One for All is for Deku. Like Deku revolves completely around One for All. And so for him to have an ability that pretty much is just a lesser version, I don't know. I'm gonna move on from it, but it bothers me. I'm not a fan of it. I don't particularly like it. And so and I just don't get how it's not a risky thing or a threat to him. But anyway, he does the damn thing and he saves Shizaki and he stops Lady Nagant. And Lady Nagant is, I believe, falling somehow, which I don't really quite understand because she has the float quirk. Well, not the float quirk. What is it? The airwalking quirk. Maybe it looks like she lost her balance in the panel or something like that. Maybe I'll check it out in the editing process exactly what happened. But Deku, once again, real G, holding himself up with the black whip, grabs her stub of an arm that seems to be reforming into a hand and rescues her. And basically, it's at this point where she starts to realize that, hey, you know what? This dude is actually like a genuine article. Like, I don't know at what point, like, all the things he's saying, I used to believe in, I used to look up to, and I wanted to, I used to be this kind of guy. I thought I was doing the right thing. But at a certain point, all that lip service, and for those of you that don't know what lip service is, it's just talk. Just talk. It's talking the talk but not walking the walk. It's flattering people up, it's buttering people. It's just, you know, saying things to get what you want. That's what lip service is. And so pretty much she was corrupted and pretty much figured that all these things about, being a hero and protecting people, it's all bullshit just to get us to believe we're doing, the right the right thing. I'm not going to get into this. I don't want anyone who's like in the military to be upset, but I imagine that's kind of like, military propaganda. When you go into the military, it's like, hey man, you're not killing these people. You're protecting the US. You get what I'm saying? And so I think that there's a lot of times where our military has to do some really fucked up shit, but they're allowed to, and it's kind of justified and rationalized. And hey, you're protecting freedom, you're protecting justice, you're saving us back home. So I think it's a similar thing with Lady Nagant, and maybe that's why, in fact, he has a gun quirk. Maybe that it perfectly relates to that example I just gave. So that was really interesting. And long story short, Deku's Talk No Jutsu, a version of Talk No Jutsu, works. It reaches her, and he's starting to, his feelings are getting through. He's reaching her heart, and she's starting to, reconsider. Hey, maybe I'm wrong in this. Maybe just because I was following the wrong people, or the wrong, I got deceived by the wrong people, and the wrong people are in charge, doesn't mean all people are like this, and it doesn't mean that even though that the wrong people were spouting the right values, doesn't mean that the values themselves were not right. You feel me? Just because someone is adulterating something doesn't mean that the original thing that they adulterated wasn't pure. It was pure before it got adulterated, right? So I think that's the case. Damn, it hits the fan quick, super quick. We see apparently all for one did a really, honestly, I like it. A bunch of people are gonna be upset. It makes sense. A lot of times villains do really stupid things, let heroes get away with things, trust people too much. He was like, nah, I figured this might happen. This is the disciple of All Might. All Might's inspirational. This dude's inspirational. There's a small chance that, he can talk no jutsu, Lady Nagant. I need to have a contingency. And he had a contingency plan. I respect villains that do that. If you're going to be a villain, if you're going to be like, someone that wants to take over the world, you have to be smart, you have to have contingencies, you have to think and plan things out. And this was relatively a good plan. And so I literally, and this is the third question of this video, what exactly happened? Did he put some kind of self-destruct quirk in her? Did he make her detonate her part of me was like, if her hair turns into bullets, and also apparently I think we saw her use a grenade once, possibly. Maybe he just had her, maybe he just took over her quirk, or manipulated her quirk in a way that made it self-destruct, and or just maybe he put, like I said before, a self-destruct quirk or something in her that blew her up. It appears that it originates from her face. You see cracks coming, and then you just see, you see a massive explosion. I wonder how much damage Deku took from this, because he was point blank there, and you just see her face blacked out. Honestly, I don't know. I do not see how she is not dead. I do not see how she is not dead. It looks awful. I do not think it's just some like black shading. I feel like she blew her face off. like it really does seem like that. You see Hawks show up finally. You know what's funny? I thought that like Deku was gonna be on the ropes, or was gonna, overexert himself, and that's when Hawks and Best Genius showed up. But like, looks like, nah, they just showed up right in time for Deku to have done like all the work. So that's always funny. But he shows up, catches his former sensei, and he's like, please don't die. And I think because of this, a lot of the community thinks that she's not gonna die. Personally, I just do not see how. I do not see how, after, like, for example, part of me is like, we should be worried about Deku. He was point blank there. She was the origin of the explosion, and her face looks completely blown off. So some people think that it's going to be like a comatose state kind of situation, where she's not dead, but like she's in a vegetative state. I'm hearing rumors that Chisaki somehow still has his powers and is going to use Overhaul to fix her. First of all, how would that happen? He got his powers taken by Eri-chan. So like, so would it just mean that like he would just be, actually, was it Eri-chan, or did he accidentally get shot by one of his bullets? I thought it was Eri-chan, but I forget. But basically, he doesn't have powers right now. If he had powers, like, he could have fixed his arm. So like, I honestly think that's a little stupid. I could be the stupid one and then be wrong, but I don't see it. After that, another theory is that Eri-chan is going to be the one to do it. But my thing is, like, she first of all has to live long enough to get to Eri-chan for Eri-chan to do something. So we'll see. Personally, and it's funny because I literally just said this like an hour ago when I shot my One Piece video, how I wanted certain people to die. I want her to die. I want her to die. Yeah, I know she quickly became a fan favorite. Yes, I know she's bae. Yes, I know she got thick thighs. Yes, I get it. I get she's bad. Listen, if she dies, girls, you can still cosplay her. Guys, you can still check out girls cosplaying her. And obviously, what is it, Rule 64 or 69 or something? There's gonna be sexy like drawings, and chill out. She's gone but not forgotten. All right, you guys will live. But yeah, dude. I think she needs to die. I think Def does a lot for stories. And I just think, one, it's going to have a huge impact on Chisaki. I think it's going to have a major impact on Deku, because still her plan kind of worked. Not in the way she wanted it to work, but instead of Chisaki dying, she dies pretty much in Deku's hands. He witnesses it first, like right there. So like, I do think that like in the end, what she was trying to do ends up happening anyway. And I think Deku is going to feel some type of way about it. I think it's going to affect him. It's going to impact him in some way. He's going to feel like he failed somehow, even though there's literally nothing he could have done. This was some kind of internal explosion. I don't know if there's anything at all he could have done differently. I don't think there's anything All Might could have done to save him differently. So there's that. I just really hope that this just makes Deku want to push himself more, and it also makes him harbor a little bit of more. He already has it, but harbor a little bit more animosity towards All for One. And then lastly, definitely Hawks is going to lose his mind after this. You know, he's already been walking that flirting and skirting that line of, you know, hero and villain with the things he's been doing behind, you know, closed doors and stuff. And this might be the final straw for him. Maybe he loses his shit and decides to go for all for one also. So there's a lot going on. Like I said, I want her to die. I wouldn't put it past the mangaka to have a loophole for how she survives, or just figure out a way to like get her to safety and like stabilize her, even if it is in a vegetative or a comatose state. So yeah, I'm gonna leave the review there. That's all I have to talk about. What do you guys think is gonna happen? How do you think this is gonna affect and impact Deku? What else? Do you think this will be if do you think Lady Nagant will die? Do you think she'll live? If she lives, will she be in a comatose state? Do you think that Overhaul will become a significant part of the story again? Obviously, he's been brought back for a reason, and I think it's just more to I think it's just more than just playing this like defeated whatever. He clearly still has a lot more to his mind left than we thought. How do you think? I think I already said this again, but I'll repeat it. How do you think Hawks will react to this? Do you think this will be like the straw that breaks the camel's back and makes him and sets him off? And then finally, do you think Deku will confront? I think Deku will confront All Might about what Lady Nagant told him and about how the hero committee, the public safety committee and whatnot has been manipulating the heroes and been using heroes to do really like dirty heinous things behind their back, and basically like hiding behind what it means to be a hero while doing unheroic things. So yeah, we'll leave it there for today. Thank you for tuning in to Otaku Talk. I'm your host, O. Please like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, comment any questions you have and answer some of the ones I proposed to you guys. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Take care.